This is A, and this is a spring of this level here. And if you're involved in the market, this is a spring you can take. And you go from here up to this resistance level here and here, where you see why would we cover here? 3 reasons. Can you name them? And this, I did not take this trade because I was climactic, action, at resistance, and overbought. Correct. Gold star. Well done. Yes, we are climactic, overbought, and we're at resistance. Well, we're in a supply zone, in effect, aren't we? You can draw this like this. Okay. And sorry, just to confirm, I wasn't in the market, but that is a viable spring. So then from here, we come back down and we are climactic. So we drew a reaction. Where's the market likely to test? Well, down to support. As we come down, I notice this bar closes off the lows, a bit of buying. Then we get here, kind of no supply. But then we come down here and here. This last part being effort versus result. And then B, look at B. It actually dips just slightly under A, not that it needs to reverse and close firm with a huge surge in volume. And we get shortening of the thrust in the closes. We can see from here to here to here to here. So this is a spring I took. And then one, boom, I'm out for +2 ticks. It didn't take off. And I thought this was a good, I thought on this bar, I generally thought we'd be coming up here to reach into this area at least. It doesn't work out. That's okay. Then we come to here, see this bar. Now we talk about these bars a lot. We get a big wide, well, a fairly wide spread here with a good surge in volume. Now ask yourself, what am I going to say about this bar? What does it achieve? Yes. What does this bar achieve? And the answer is absolutely nothing. This happens time and time again. As you know, you know my wording now. What does it achieve? Nothing. And what happens on the preceding bar? You dip under to reverse and close firm. Now this spring, this was partial clip because we've got this weakness behind us. This one I like. Why? Well, because we're springing this level here now. Okay. And then I like this over here. Look at the move from the spring. Best buying, beautiful buying. We come to resistance, near resistance, unable to react. Then we push on up. And as you know, I covered here at 2. Now, this is a subtlety. We break here. We break on up here. Okay. And then we start to react. What do you notice about this reaction here? Yep, spreads narrow significantly. Smallest narrowest spreads we have on the chart since the market's been active, and the lowest consecutive volume after we spring a good level, and we're breaking into new highs. So just think here, kind of mini back up to the edge of the creek, and so then D dips under to reverse and closes firm here on this volume after no supply. This was another entry, beautiful entry. I mean, we'd all trade this. When we should all be trading this. I mean, I quite like. In fact, all of these springs could be traded. This one didn't pan out, but that's okay. You don't know that's going to happen. It's just going to be retested. But this one did make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I'd want it to take off. But I'm reading the chart and I can see there's no real supply. Then as we come down, look, volume depletes. Then this bar here is effort versus result. And then we hold, we close, we hold. Then we push on up. I love this. Drive up. Look at the price action. These 3 bars wipe out the last, 12, 15 bars trying to come down. That's good. It's positive. And then a partial cover here at this resistance. Then we start to react down. Look at this reaction. Think about this clearly. This is the drive up. 3 bars. This is the attempt to react from resistance on even lower volume. Look, fantastic. And then something very important. What's happening here? There's a swelling volume and price is unable to move to the downside. Yeah, so you can think of it as absorption, but Wyckoff states, you know, potential change in trend can always happen with a swelling volume if there is restricted price movement, and there is. Now, this is coming into where the active participants in crude leave, but I do note we have this swelling volume, and we close firm. We close firm like this, and I put my limit order up it here. It hits picture perfect. And that was a story of springs. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Just very simple trading. We can all read this. We can all read the no volume. We can all read the high volume springs. The bars doing nothing. It's the swelling volume, the ease of movement up, the inability to react, the high volume spring again here, the breakout bar. This is just all fantastic. Yes. In the words of the great David Weiss, you can make a living just trading springs and up thrust. And yes, you can.